Far North Queensland is in the firing line of what is shaping as a powerful and destructive cyclone. Tropical Cyclone Narelle is currently a Category 2 system. It's been intensifying in the eastern Coral Sea as it heads towards Cape York. Jonathan Howe is a senior meteorologist at the Bureau of Meteorology. Jonathan, when and where are we expecting landfall for Narelle?
Yeah, good morning, Gemma. So all eyes on Tropical Cyclone Narelle. As you mentioned, it is over the Coral Sea, currently sitting over the southern portions of Papua New Guinea, but it is making a beeline to the northern Queensland coast, moving westwards as a Category 2 system at around 20 kilometres an hour. And at this stage, is expected to cross the coast north of Cape Melville, around the Colwyn area in Far North Queensland on Friday morning. There will be a little bit of leeway either side of this as some of the computer model guidance does firm up, but this will be quite a significant system, the strongest system to cross northern Queensland since Tropical Cyclone Trevor in 2019. That was also a Category 4 system and crossed on the 18th of March, so pretty much bang on almost 7 years after that date. And so we do have a tropical cyclone watch current that extends all the way from Lockhart River in the north down towards Port Douglas. It does take in a number of communities, including Wujal as well as Cooktown. So keeping a very close eye on that, with that tropical cyclone watch likely to be upgraded to a warning through today.
And what are we expecting that Narelle could bring to the mainland?
So within that tropical cyclone watch area, we will see those damaging wind gusts of more than 120 kilometres an hour start to build from tomorrow morning and extend right across that area and even get up to destructive wind gusts. And then as the system crosses on Friday morning, we are expecting those very destructive wind gusts of more than 225 kilometres an hour. And these are the sorts of wind speeds that can cause major and significant damage. So we are expecting to see property damage, roofs being torn off houses and businesses, as well as trees being stripped and power lines coming down as well. Thankfully, though, when it does cross the coast, Tropical Cyclone Narelle is expected to be quite a compact system, so the worst of those winds will very much be felt near the centre of the cyclone. As well as very strong winds, we are expecting to see heavy rainfall. We could see those 6-hourly rainfall rates reaching 100 to 150 millimetres in those 6 hours, causing flash flooding and riverine flooding, as well as a dangerous storm tide, which could cause inundation of low-lying areas. But also areas outside the watch zone should also be on note. So we do have a flood watch which extends all the way down to Cairns and even down towards Ingham. Even though the cyclone is crossing much further north than Cairns, it will produce quite a bit of rain across the tropical north coast of Queensland. And these are river systems which only just recently came out of flood, including the Herbert and the Daintree and Mossman rivers, among others. So with rainfall coming, we could see these push back into minor to moderate flood levels and more broadly flood watches right across northern Queensland. So reminding residents to keep across those latest warnings with the Narelle expected to cross on Friday morning.
And we're expecting 3 separate landfalls. That's not common, is it?
No, it certainly is a possibility that we could see 3 separate landfalls over the next week. And the last time we saw this was back in 2005. That was Tropical Cyclone Ingrid. So it doesn't really happen every year or even every decade. So as I mentioned, the first landfall expected Friday morning, but then it'll actually move quite quickly across Cape York Peninsula and then pop off the coast over the Gulf of Carpentaria. Well, it will strengthen again, and we could see a second landfall across the eastern coast of the top end later on Saturday into Sunday morning. That will bring heavy rainfall right across the top end. And we could also see a third landfall that will either be across the northern Kimberley coast early next week or could also be later in the week across the Pilbara. So it is quite a long-lived system, still has another 8 to 9 days to play out right across Queensland, the Northern Territory and possibly also WA.
And finally, Jonathan, why is the path of Narelle more certain than other systems?
Yeah, so we are at the time of year where we do see very big high-pressure systems sitting across southern Australia. It's sort of the transition between the wet season and also the autumn period. So with a high-pressure system sitting to the south of Narelle, it is providing very good easterly winds, pushing it over towards the west. So we do have very high confidence of the track that it will take. Indeed, all the computer models have pretty good consensus at this stage out until the weekend. Where we do see a little bit of uncertainty gathering is from early next week, whether or not it does cross the coast a third time, or if it does sort of strengthen off the Pilbara coast, bringing heavy rain to western parts of WA. But certainly the immediate focus will be the next 24 to 48 hours with that first landfall across Far North Queensland.